are delighted that the Afghan national cricket team has found its home ground near Delhi and is practicing for next year's World Cup. And I congratulate the Afghan under-19 team that just beat Zimbabwe in its first home series. We are just as proud that Afghans see India as a national destination for education, health, or a family home. Indians remember the support of Afghan for our freedom struggle, the contribution of Khan Abdul Ghaffar Khan, revered as Frontier Gandhi, and the important footnote of the history when exactly 100 years ago, 1915, the first Indian government in exile was formed in Kabul by Maharaja Mahendra and Maulana Barkatullah. King Amanullah once told the Maharaja that so long as India was not free, Afghanistan was not free in the right sense. Honorable members, this is the spirit of brotherhood between us. And then we began a new journey in a new century. We were proud to stand with you and walk with you. Our partnership has helped rural communities get schools, minor irrigations, health centers, welfare for children, and opportunities for women. Together, we have built roads that have brought regions closer. Power transmission lines and power stations that light up Afghan homes. Satellite links that bring education, medical advice, and communication to Afghan people. And we are helping the security forces become more mobile. The institutions we are establishing together are helping rebuild agriculture and mining in Afghanistan and make advanced medical care available in Kabul. Nothing is more important for a nation than its human resources. So we are pleased that our scholarships and training programs are empowering Afghan youth with modern education and professional skills. Afghan government with resources to develop the country and the Afghan security forces with the capacity to secure their nation. Power and water will flow out of Salman and soon. The Store Palace will again stand as a symbol of your priceless heritage. Our schemes of more than 1,000 scholarships every year of Afghan students in India will continue. We are pleased with the response to our special scholarship scheme in agriculture science. Today, I announce 500 scholarships for the children of the Magyars of Afghan security forces. And we have stood with you in our efforts to rebuild your country. You have guarded and protected our people as your own. We have faced daily threats, but we feel secure in your midst. To every Afghan who has risked or lost his life so that his Indian base is safe. I convey the eternal gratefulness of India to Indian diplomats, officers, engineers, and doctors who served here with pride, to the families of our Indian martyrs. I express the gratitude of Indians and Afghans. There are some who did not want us to be here. There were those who saw sinister designs in our presence here. There are others who were uneasy at the strength of our partnership. Some even tried to discourage us. But we are here because you have faith in us.
India, Pakistan, Iran, and others must unite in trust and cooperation behind this common purpose and in recognition of our common destiny. When Afghanistan becomes a heaven of peace and a hub for the flow of ideas, commerce, energy, and investment in the region, we will all prosper together. That is why we are working to improve your connectivity by land and sea, including through Chahbar in Iran. That is why I hope that Pakistan will become a bridge between South Asia and Afghanistan and beyond. I hope that the day will come soon when energy from Central Asia will power prosperity in our region. When a Kabuliwala can once again come across easily to win Indian hearts. When we in India can relish the wonderful fruits of Afghanistan, when Afghans do not have to pay huge price to buy their favorite products from India. For this has always been the course of the region's history, and it must be the path to its future. But brave and tireless as the Afghans are in defending their nations, Afghanistan will succeed only when terrorism no longer flows across the border. When nurseries and centuries of terrorism are shut and their patrons are no longer in business. Terror and violence cannot be the instrument to shape Afghanistan's future or dictate the choices Afghans make. For the fire that is lit in Afghanistan can never be contained within these boundaries. Afghans have the wisdom to seek peace with neighbors, but also the courage to defend their freedom. And Afghans of all persuasion must have the right to seek peace among themselves. Too much blood has flown down Kabul River. Too many tragedies have darkened the mountain slopes. Too many dreams have burnt in the fire of a senseless conflict. You can be Pashtuns, Uzbeks, Tajiks, Hazaras. You can be Muslims, Hindus, and Sikhs, but you are proud Afghans. Who can come together as one nation and one people. You may have fought in the name of religion or in the cause of identity, but it is now time for Afghans to come together in peace. As a wise Afghan said, a tree with a bitter seed fed with butter and sugar will still bear bitter fruit. You have a glorious tradition of pluralism and respect for diversity and beliefs. Those waging war from outside must seek a path to this building and this hall. Those seeking territory through gun must seek power through the ballot. Those who have destroyed homes must now rebuild their nation. For this is your land. These are your people. And it must be on your terms, on your genius, through your own process and your own spirit of brotherhood. Not driven by the calculations or ambitions of others. And the future you build in peace and through dialogue.
झी 24 तास रहा एक पाऊल पुढे.